U.S. intelligence says Iran's nuclear production timeline hasn't shifted since last summer. This was when joint U.S.-Israeli strikes were believed to have delayed Iran's nuclear production by up to a year. The assessment of Tehran's nuclear program shows limited change. This, even after U.S. President Donald Trump launched a 2-month-long war to decapsulate Iran's nuclear capacity. While the United States has largely focused on conventional military targets, Israel has struck a number of significant nuclear facilities. The conflict has largely been stalled since April 7th, when Washington and Tehran agreed to a truce to pursue diplomatic efforts. However, tensions remain high. Iran has disrupted shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, choking off roughly 20% of global oil supplies and triggering a wider energy crisis. The gap between political claims and intelligence assessments is regaining attention. In Operation Midnight Hammer, the Trump administration launched airstrikes targeting Iran's nuclear program almost immediately after the operation last year. President Trump declared that Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities had been, quote-unquote, completely and totally obliterated. The conviction of Trump's statements raised questions, as details post-strike damage assessment typically take time to verify. It remains unclear how such a definitive conclusion was reached so quickly. However, U.S. intelligence findings conveyed a different story. Initial assessments reported that while the strikes did cause damage, they did not destroy the core components of Iran's nuclear program and had likely set it back by only a few months. U.S. strikes destroyed or severely damaged Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan nuclear complexes. However, uncertainty remains over the location of approximately 440 kilograms of enriched uranium. The International Atomic Energy Agency believes that about half of this material has been stored in an underground tunnel complex at the Isfahan Nuclear Research Center, but it has been unable to verify this since inspections were suspended. The agency assesses that Iran's total stockpile of highly enriched uranium, if further processed, would be significant for up to 10 nuclear weapons. U.S. President Donald Trump made many more claims during the war that began on February 28th. On March 31st, he asserted that one of the central objectives of the military campaign, eliminating Iran's ability to develop a nuclear weapon, has already been achieved. However, the latest U.S. intelligence assessment present a contrasting picture.